Hey guys, Valkrin here. I'm going to go over a quick replay of a solo queue game I just played and break down everything in it. So in this solo queue game I'm playing Rumble and I started with 3 wards and I'm rushing to this little spot right here on their red side. And I started 3 wards because as a mid laner that does not have mana, you can get away with a health potion start, and having more wards just allows you to have more control early game. And as you can see, we spot them out with this ward that I rush, so we immediately know that they're invading against our jungle Amumu. And instead of just being around here defending and just have them face check and kill us, we're gonna go ahead and invade their blue, since we know that they're at our blue side, and as far as we know they haven't left it yet. And Sona puts out a nice little ward over here. It's a 60-second ward, just so we know if they come back around and they're going to defend their blue. But instead, they're just waiting for. They don't know they were spotted, and instead they're just waiting. So they're still invading, and instead we're going to go ahead and take their blue side. We're going to start with wolves because we got there in time. And so we start off hitting the wolves. Malphite is kind of just sitting here like. This is not really the best position, but not the worst for him to be in. Their bot lane went ahead and backed since they didn't really need them. This is a really smart thing to do. They left a small wolf. Amumu did not do that for some reason. He could have, but he didn't. And our bot lane's giving him a hard leash. And I came from this side right here to make it look like it's possible that I came from our red, and that we had no idea that they were at our blue, and just, Amumu started blue. And this guy just rushes straight to his red, and I'll have vision of it because of this ward I put down earlier. Internectin puts down an early ward, and he's going to put down a lot of pressure down on this Malphite. Mid lane, Rumble versus Lux is kind of an iffy matchup. I would say that it is about 60% in favor of Rumble, and that's mostly just because Rumble has a ton of burst damage, and Lux's burst is very item dependent. And Rumble can just kind of bully her out of lane, even though she is ranged. It just comes down to the fact that if Rumble plays it correctly, he can outdamage Lux in an all-in situation. And I go ahead and put another ward down here. He just now cleared his blue. Actually, he didn't even do his red yet. I didn't realize that. He ran all the way across to go to his blue, thinking that Amumu started his red. And Amumu was just kind of sitting here. I don't know why he wanted to do this gank. Even if there were no creeps there, if he would have Vanish Tossed, he would have started tanking tower hits. But I'm still putting down a lot of pressure on this Lux. She started a Fairy Charm, so she does not have as many potions as me, so I can just kind of trade damage and come out ahead. And I go ahead and reward this spot, so now I have both sides of the river warded. I know exactly where Xin will come. The only way he can gank me is if he goes all the way around up to where top lane is. And this Malphite should have a ward, but he didn't because he started cloth armor. So, I'm pushing mid lane about as hard as I can in between chugging health potions. Bot lane, a lot of action going down. It looks like there was an all-in situation that ended in both of the AD characters deciding it wasn't the best idea to do that. Since Zhao's just kind of farming up, he's getting kind of low. Amumu's still looking for gank opportunities. The problem is top lane, Malphite is going very quickly. He did not take any mana potions, and Renekton's just not fighting him. It's just Renekton's just shoving the lane and forcing Malphite to miss a few CS. And Malphite doesn't have enough mana to actually kill this Renekton and get her low. And here we see an interesting situation unfold where I'm actually going to jump back 15 seconds. When the lane pushes and there's a lot of space for Rumble just to charge at his lane opponent, he can do a lot more damage before they can actually get to the turret. And in this situation, this Lux makes a really big mistake by letting the lane push without having a lot of pressure on me. And what happened was I made her burn her cleanse right away, and I acted like I was going to turn and run back to my tower. And instead I just, charged up my heat and flashed on her while I was facing the other direction, and it totally caught her off guard. And even though she flashed at the last second, the last bit of my flame spitter got her and secured first blood. And here's a little bit of a whoopsie by this Xin Zhao, like an even bigger whoopsie by me. He has to burn flash, and I go at him past the turret thinking, oh, this is a free kill. I'm overheat at the worst time. I am so dumb. If I did not overheat there and I had, less than 80 heat, I could have used my flame spitter at the same time and killed the Xin, but I just got a little bit too caught up in the moment and was like, oh, this is a free kill. And instead I was at 80 heat, and my E made me overheat, and I could not cast Flame Spitter to kill him. And all I had to do is wait maybe half a second, and I could have killed him. It's kind of a really, really big misplay on my part, and I would have had red buff, and he would have been even further behind. So I'm just, you know, sitting around waiting for enough gold to buy my hunting guys and a ward and potion. And I just hit 6, and Lux is level 4, so there's always a kill opportunity when you have a 2-level advantage with your ultimate. And I know Xin Zhao is really weak and have vision on both sides of the river still, so it's like I should stay until that fades. And Xin Zhao's going top, Amumu and Malphite just try to get a gank off, but once again, Malphite has no mana and no way to kill Renekton, so gank attempts up there are pretty much useless. Amumu should be ganking bot or mid right now, and what happens here is they overstay their welcome. I'm running top, but they're taking way too much punishment. Amumu almost dies from 100% to 0 from that engage. They see me with that ward on the side, but I still continue up here because I see they're low, and I know Xin does not have some. Amumu Banish tosses in and misses. Renekton just says, oh well, I'm gonna get a free kill. Malphite's like, derp. the ranged caster minion picking up the last auto attack on it, and Renekton picks up a triple kill after I realize that my allies are no longer alive to put forth any pressure at all. And so, I mean, that whole thing transpired because Amumu Banish tossed in, hit a minion, and just immediately died. Like, I was just going top to make sure that they didn't get dove because they were so low, and instead, like, Amumu got baited by me in some way, and it caused him to make a really retarded decision of going back in for no reason. Bot lane, I think this is where something really bad happens, probably. Okay, never mind, Thresh is back. Xin is just really far ahead now. He's my level. All of that fiasco, like, giving up 3 kills just put him way back in the game after him almost, you know, feeding me a kill, and Lux being really far behind. Lux is still behind in CS after I roamed top and died. So that just shows how hard I was dominating her early game. Bot lane, Graves and Sona are both shoving to the turret. Caitlyn's just kind of sitting there like, I'm going to wait until you guys leave. I'm pressuring mid still. I don't have any wards out. I do have a ward in my inventory, but this is kind of dangerous right now for me to be pushed this far because if Xin Zhao came around behind me and over here or here, it could be an easy kill opportunity for them because they have enough CC to do that. He's going to secure his blue right now at 8 minutes. If we were ahead, we would have at times, or we did have at times since we took it, but we're unable to put forth any pressure on it because of how far behind we got when we gave that triple kill top. So I'm just going to run up here and put a ward in the typical place. You want to place your ward right here because it'll allow you to see when they come to and fro Wraith Camp and if they want to go up and around to your top laner and gank it. And as Rumble, you just kind of want to, at this point in the game, you want to shut the lane as hard as you can because Lux has enough AoE to instantly clear the creep wave, so it's kind of pointless for you to try and freeze it closer to your tower. I'm kind of just checking and seeing where their wards are. They pinged me out here, and they started backing up. I'm like, okay, well, I can't get a gank off there. So I'm just going to go back mid because there's a new wave. I'm going to try and push it. Xin Zhao is right here. I spot him out. I immediately know I'm going to get ganked, so I start playing a little bit more defensive. I see him curve around here. This is the importance of this ward. You know if he's going top to gank or around to gank you. And instead, we suddenly realize that, okay, there's no top tower here. We have no pressure, preventing them from taking their blue. And so we go in on here. Amumu is really low. He just pops his ultimate and tries to run away. And we couple all 3 of our ultimates, and we secure 1 kill. But Lux lands the snipe, and look at Renekton's items. He is very scary. Hex Drinker, Negatron Cloak, Elixir Fortitude, Doran's Blade. I do no damage to him. I'm just like, and then Lux landed the snare, and I'm just like, well, I'm probably gonna die. And he ease in twice to secure the kill without a blink of an eye. He can tank the turret, he can tank our damage. We have a really bad comp for fighting against a target and stacking magic resist. Meanwhile, bot lane, with 0 pressure from either team, was one in their favor. So things are not looking good for our team. We got really far behind, and it does not look good.